Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to what should be the final part of episode 32 of the Smalls, the Auction. With each auction piece being bid on, the Smalls now having both the silver box and the possibly cursed item of them all, being the Grand Old Doll. There's a mutterings going on from the other parties. You can see the getting a bit hostile between one another, especially with the big two items coming up. And for those who are watching, they will note that Red it seems to flick between the table with the tortoise folk on them and over to Pharrell's table, just whispering something to each of them. Something that seems to spark a bit of increased hostility between them, where Pharrell just clicks his finger, just points. Noticed earlier that there are a few other rooms off to the side for between bids to rest up mentally, get something to drink, etc. And the tortoise folk and Pharrell's pet companions enter another of these rooms. Cyrano, roll me 3d6, please. D20s, please.
3d20s.
Yeah. Particular individual rolls, please.
First one is a 19, and I'll type it in there.
Okay.
Second one is a 2. Third one is a 6.
Magpie. Same again.
Okay, 3 d20s.
Yep.
All right. So, d21 is a 2. The second one is an 8. And the third one is a 20.
The two parties are gone for a moment, but you hear a kerfuffle coming from the room. The harsh cries of the tortoise folk and loud mechanical whirling. And it sounds like the room's been trashed, and finally 4 went in, only 2 come out. One tortoise folk and one of the others. The tortoise folk is looking a bit battered, and his robes are now covered in what appears to be oil and steam damage. The other is another of Pharrell's companions who now is missing an arm. You can very clearly hear the whistle of steam and loud clicking of clockwork, as he's now carrying a very familiar looking arm in the intact one. For the Smalls who were there for the underground fight club session, give us a intelligence roll, please.
Okay.
$20.
Unnatural 20.
You're dead certain nothing's a Fellforge.
I was going to say 21 because I was there for that too.
So it doesn't.
Oh, great. Where did Pharaoh get Fellforged?
Where wouldn't he get them?
He was working with the Alice before. He was working more with like those weird grail things.
See, I don't remember much of that because I was not there for that adventure.
I was. Ugh.
It's at this point, Red just saunters nonchalantly over his way to your side. Would you care for a hint?
Please.
One way or another, this lot are going to end up fighting. It's best to do it now before they get those relics.
You think I was gonna stop you? I don't know anything about those turtle folks, but that blue elf I don't like.
Oh, please. They've already seen me pull the stunter ones. I don't do things twice, plus they were caught on to me doing it. I can't have the fun anymore.
Cyrano is going to saunter over to the robot table.
You've gone on to Pharrell's table.
I'm going over to Pharrell's table.
Are you going to have a hat off?
Maybe. I don't know. So that is a mighty fun hat you have on there.
Why?
Did you get drunk?
Why? It's just only the mightiest hats that suits such a fucker such as myself. Though I do admit, yours is indeed quite the fancy hat.
Indeed, you have quite the hat, sir. I heard the turpine folk over there have the shell. They were disparaging yon hat upon your head, and I felt like it was a matter of honor that you know that they were insulting the mightiness of your hat and the importance and magnificence of it.
Pharrell's eyes just thin, and he turns back to view the tortoise folk. He just taps his Velforce companion on the arm, just clicks his fingers and just walks over. This really should be persuasion war, but I'm just going for it anyway. Finally, there's a few harsh words exchanged with Pharrell and the tortoise folk, and they disappear off into another of the rooms. Cyrano,
Well, this is
give me 3d6, please.
3D6?
3d20s, please.
Okay. 3D20s coming right
here we
up.
go again.
Okay, so that was a 7. That was a 6. That was a 10.
Okay, I'm rolling and I get a 20, a 13, and 11. It's safe to say there's a sounds of a cuffle, and apparently between the combined efforts between Pharrell and the one-armed Velforce, the last tortoise folk ain't going to be seen again. Pharrell just returns, just wiping his hands clean, and just passing by the table with the individuals who are said to have the scales. They just cast a glance at one another, and Pharrell just backs off through the intensity of the glare before returning to his table. His Velforce companion, still in robes, just returns to the table as well, just hopelessly trying to reconnect his arm. Bidding continues for different items. There is also a wondrous item of a small, skinny dog in some kind of airship. Some cow dubbed the wise dog of advice. I hope you're happy.
We need a distraction of some kind, everybody.
Did you put the cat in your hat?
Lifts up the hat. Is there a cat? Unleash the cat.
Is there any particular direction you need to the cat into?
I'll let the cat decide.
The cat dashes between every goddamn table it can, causing everyone to jump. Now the event we've avoided being stepped on by the Felfords. And just need to keep away from Alice for the moment.
Table hates animals.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. The cat does not even go near the Felforged. Because remember that the fact that the mere presence of a Felforged is so unnatural, it will drive away animals.
Them animal haters over there.
Why did we release the cat?
Why
did you have the... For what?
For a distraction, just like this. I don't have my bag of tricks, so this is the best we got.
Magpie is very confused. She's wondering what the distraction is for.
So, can we see this Eye of Vecna yet?
It's yet to be wheeled out.
Have we seen where they're getting wheeled out from?
It's come from behind the stage.
Ooh.
Okay, so since the cat's up and running around, I may not have my cloak of invisibility, but I've still got some ability to sneak around. It ain't great.
Can I use my invisibility power to make him invisible?
What do you need to turn things invisible? And what do you say, Griffin?
Oh, I was saying I can cast guidance if someone is trying to do something sneaky.
That too.
And technically, if Magpie stayed close enough, she could do Pass Without a Trace to help with the sneak as well, add an extra 20 points to it.
Yep, a creature I touch can
10
become
points, 10
invisible.
points.
Yep, up to an hour, a creature I touch becomes visible until the spell ends.
That actually does require components, though.
Oh, okay.
And since we don't have our spell focuses, we can't really do that.
Okay.
Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, does that require it?
Just looking it up. Yeah, it requires components of BSM, assets from a burnt leaf of mistletoe and a sprig of spruce. If you're not using arcane focus, so it's can't be done.
Okay. Okay.
So even Magpie can't help, great.
In theory, I could set something on fire.
With the distraction, I'm still just, I'm not going to try to look like I'm just being all sneaky and such. I'm just going to try to walk straight back into the area where they're holding all the items.
While he is doing that, Sai is going to drunkenly fail to catch the cat. I think you know what I'm going for.
Oh,
I'm just
Yeah.
come
Yeah,
here,
kitty.
Mr. Muffins. Come here, Mr. Muffins. I'll save you from those people.
And I'm also going to pretend like I belong there. I'm just going to stride forward like I'm actually supposed to get into that back room.
Give us a persuasion roll with guidance bonus then.
What is guidance? 1 die 4?
1d4.
Yeah, get over here. 36.
Oh my Christ!
You're Sim! God damn!
My persuasion is plus 13.
You run into someone. They think you're the second coming of Zim the Mighty.
Out of my way. I've got to check on the big items.
Oh, okay. Well, Siri knows, especially knowing everyone else. Just, I imagine at the stage she's knocking over tables and collecting a lot of hisses from the other parties. She first heads into the backhanded. Oh, you see the other items, and you see 2 lock boxes, very ornate, very technical and magical looking.
Okay, so here's the thing. I have a bag of holding. They can't take the bag of holding and put it in a bag of holding.
We've seen what happens when that's done.
Yeah, we've actually done that before. So I'm going to grab one of the lock boxes and see what happens when I just hold it for a second.
Nothing happens.
Okay, I shove it in the bag of holding.
It takes a bit of effort to get it through the opening, but you get it in there.
And then I grab the other one.
You grab the box.
Shove it in the bag of holding.
It's in your bag.
And then I go out and rejoin the party. Once again, just walking in and out like I belong there.
You run into another intern and you just end up making them cry.
You donkey!
Oh, little dog.
Admittedly, in the original incarnation of Zim the Mighty, he was a dungeon run host master, pretty much sort of like an interspatial tournament show. He had a history of going through interns like nobody's business. I see that hasn't changed.
Yeah. So I get back to the party, and I should still have writing implements, right? They wouldn't have taken that away from me.
They won't. They didn't.
And I basically scribble down. I took 2 lock boxes out of the back room and hand that over to rip that paper off the pad and hand it over to Astria.
I'll do a little look-see then at these.
So just very carefully, I just kind of look around and reach into the bag of holding and pull a lockbox partially out, so nobody can actually see it except for us.
While that's going on, a bit of a fight has occurred between 2 of the tables, where it's not even bothered going to the back room. The table was supposedly the folks with the scales. One of them just leaps onto the table, declares something in draconic cuts, in an accent a bit too thick where even Yuki can catch it. It just pulls open the front of their robes, exposes a kind of swirling vortex in their chest, and the next table, along with all the chairs and all the people there, everything there in about 30-foot cone gets sucked into that vortex. And he closes his robes and just sits back down his table, just like nothing happened.
What's that, blue-skinned guy? You think that scales are stupid? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Please just watching this chaos in awe of what the fuck did I get myself into?
It's at this point now the fell force is just thrown away the robes. They're very dinged up. The two tosses folk definitely did their damage. Seriously, 20 strength. That's stronger than even the Fellforged. And he just comes swinging after Cyrano.
See, Mr. Muffikins.
Give me a dexterity roll.
Dexterity roll or dexterity save?
Save.
Okay. And this is where the dice are trying to kill me. 13.
You narrowly miss being pulverized by that mechanical fist that it just swings downward. It hits the cobblestones, just reducing it, shattering the stone. As it just glares at you with burning eyes, purple smoke just emerging from in between the plates, and you can really hear the angry whirling of cogs and gears.
My hands up, like going, whoa, whoa. Let's be peaceful. We need to be peaceful here at Jazz Hands. I cast
like,
Burning Hands.
There you go.
It turns out that the Felt Force is actually covered in Tarsus Fog blood. Turns out it's actually somehow flammable.
God.
It just stands there looking very annoyed as... Well, for those who were there at the time, realised it ain't affected by fire.
There is come a flame! Butter run!
In like a split second, as soon as Estrella clocks that someone in her group is potentially in danger, like in the blink of an eye, it just looms and is like, do we have a problem? And like glares daggers at this Spellforged.
That is also on fucking fire.
Yeah.
That is kind of giving us, like, looking at... Does Shifrost still have the boxes, the ones he stole?
Mm-hmm.
That guy's looking at Shifrost like, maybe we should make a hasty exit before we're busted? Like, she's not saying it. She's not saying it, and she can't telepathically say it, because she does not have the tool for that right now. But she's kind of signaling.
I am just loading what a Felforce looks like from the book. So it's a case of
that on fire, great.
Although it doesn't have the spike on the arm, that's not including the attack. It's a case of this flaming Felforce just glares back at you, Estrella. And from the page below the stage, Zim the Mighty declares, "Get back to your tables, we're not done yet. You will kill each other doing the rooms outside."
I think Mr. Muffins, come back, Mr. Muffikins.
Thrall calls the Felforce back, and eventually everyone settles back into the chairs, tables, and whatnot. Pretty much everyone's keeping our table with the guy with the hole in the chest. A big old distance.
Magpie again subtly signaling to her table once everyone's back to we should vacate now.
Is anyone paying any particular attention to the table with the guy with the hole in the chest?
Looking in that general direction.
So is Magpie, as she's sort of signaling.
Give us a perception roll.
Let's see how the dice are trying to kill me today. That is a 13.
25.
With a 13, you don't see it, but for 25, You see eyes that mirror what you saw in that Void Hydra.
She had a feeling that was going to come into play. Oh god. She's just like, yeah, we need to go. We need to go. She's like, she's not being like flailing or anything, but she's like subtly signaling to the rest of the party, hoping they figure it out that they need to go and they need to go now.
This isn't my AA meeting at all. Thanks for your time, everyone. Have a great day.
Are we fairly certain that the 2 lockboxes are the last 2 items? Is that... That's the only thing that's holding me up.
Chief Ross went, he didn't see anything else that matched the description of the amulet or the eye.
Okay.
These were the only 2 items that were under secure boxes. I do think it wise to get out now. Maybe we bid on one more item and then take leave.
Sounds like a plan.
The one more item is brought out. While the internal brings it out, just whispers into Zim's ear. I have to bow low because he's an elf and Zim's a gnome. Zim goes, "What? Find them!" And he goes like, "And now we go for the rubber duck of doom."
Oh.
What?
And
Oh,
he,
guys, this one.
The rubber duck of doom?
and he presents holding out a yellow rubber duck with a red beak. It don't look special. For anyone who casts detect magic, it is magical. With this,
You know what?
Yuki is totally bidding on that.
Shifrost is also bidding on that.
Screw it, Magpie's joining the bidding war.
Also.
Yeah.
for everyone bidding, roll me d20.
It's just because this is too fucking funny.
I got a 15. Oh!
17.
See, this way, it looks like this is what we actually came here for.
I love how I beat you.
Okay, with 19, and the only other only person to bid who is not a small, since no one else wants it, you get the rubber duck. You are given the rubber duck, but given the instructions, do not squeak it 3 times in an enclosed area.
Who gets the rubber duck?
You do.
Oh shit.
Don't look it right in the eyes either. It's like absolutely 100% serious.
Magpie's like, I think you should take this. Anything with the words of doom in it seem to be in your wheelhouse, Estrella.
It's a rubber duck. What is the worst that could happen?
You say that?
She quickly like
Squeak
pulls
the
out her
duck.
handbook.
Squeak the duck. Squeak the
Duck.
Squeak the duck.
So that's when Red shows up and squeaks it for us.
Oh, that would be even funnier.
But yeah, she's like flipping through her handbook really fast and being like, okay, page 54, and like going through like an instruction manual. She's like, okay, place it within a silk lined. Ah, I see. And like takes out from her satchel like a silk lined, like silvery sheet and like wraps it up very cautiously, carefully, and puts it back away. And is like, thank you. This is now safe.
Estrella just works for our version of the Federal Bureau of Control, doesn't she?
That may have been intentional.
Is there like heavy metal playing in like a maze room? Because now Magpie wants to see that.
That was Tuesday.
Damn it. Saturday.
Just don't annoy the janitor. Just don't do that.
Wasn't intending to.
About 5 minutes later, The intern returns to Zim. Zim just yells at him effectively. Okay. It turns out we can't have it in the auction quickly. Stop your bowing. Bowen, we'll hold another auction next week. Bring your money, bring your goods. We'll promise. We'll have the items you want. Now piss off. We're done now. Go away! And at this point, Zim just clicks his fingers and he just disappears. And a horde of black iron, what look like Gearforged soldiers, come stomping in.
Magpie's ready to go.
For anyone who knows what Gearforged is, it's basically a living soul in a body. For those who worked it out, Gearforged are an undead soul in a body. And that basically at spear point, the soldiers just usher everyone out. Which takes time because you have to go through the checkpoint, get all your stuff back.
But where's the Muffins?
And Magpie gives the boots back to the Gearforge, giving her items back so she can put her boots on.
You could have had free boots, man.
She's polite. Also, they're too big on her.
Still, free boots.
A single scratch on this sword. You will pay. That's why I take my stuff back.
Magpie's like quickly checking her items too, as she's like going through. Like, she doesn't really care about her swords, but her bow is precious to her, and her statuette of a griffin.
Let's see, there's bagpipes, there's lute, there's kazoo, there's other kazoo, there's euphonium, there's tuba, there's French horn, and there's trumpet. Okay, all instruments back.
So eventually everyone checks their stuff, everyone's out. There seems to be a glance between... You get the idea there's a few numerous cults and Frau and Velis, they seem to still be very standoffish. Their stuff finally back. Velis just disappears in a magical vortex, and Pharrell just runs off, taking the damaged Felforge, still carrying his arm, still carrying his own disembodied arm with it.
Were they what? Were they? Hang on, let me make sure I've got the range on this right. Get up there. I have so many spells. Why is Was I walking within 10 feet of either of them at any point in time as we left?
Let's say yes.
They both have squeaky clown shoes for a while now. Prestidigitation. Wonderful thing.
They're now blaming each other for that.
Because you know I'm not passing up the opportunity to annoy people when I can.
To be fair, they deserve it.
Yeah.
Quick question: those lockboxes, were they made out of like iron or metal or?
Lethal.
Lick the box. Lick the box.
Can we not lick the boxes, please? It's bad enough you want us to squeak the duck.
So I pull both lock boxes once we get to a safe area.
So,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do this right out in the middle of the street, but as soon as we get into a safe area,
otherwise known as back as the guild.
yeah.
And I'll cast alarm on the room that we're in when we do this.
I fish both boxes out of my bag of holding and then hand them over to Astria.
That was an odd encounter, but I'm glad that we at least have something to show for it.
Yeah, we did not even get to set painting on fire.
It's how we do things, although, oh boy.
Probably check that these are actually what we hope they are.
That was my intention. And I guess we're going to try and see if we can get into either or both of them.
Anyone got a lockpick?
You know what the irony of this is?
What?
Do you know who's proficient with thieves' tools?
Okasan.
Yes, it just has never come up before this moment.
A pugilist who's efficient with thieves' tools.
Yep.
He keeps getting locked out of his dressing room, man.
I mean, I assume the guild has rogues that can be brought in to help out.
Oh, actually, though, before we do that, can we just make sure that nothing about the boxes is magical also?
Yeah.
I accidentally set up a trap of some kind.
Other than being partly magical locks, that's about it.
I mean, I can dispel magic on one of these if we really want.
Wait.
I'm trying to see if Magpie actually knows that spell. I don't think she does. I'm just thinking, would she? No,
Wait.
she wouldn't.
Yuki has a thieves' tool.
Oh, yeah!
So she's got to sell lockpicks.
Is she proficient in them?
Probably not.
At least we have them!
Let's just say, for the rest of the day, you spend a bonding exercise with your, at least temporary, teammate just getting these chests open. Through experimentation, through Estrella's manual, you strip away all the defense mechanisms, all the locks, mundane and magical, to the point of click, they open.
All right, left or right? I'll just open the left box.
It really matters. So what's in the box?
Okay, you open the left box. In there is an eye. Hard, preserved, alien looking.
Eh.
And next to it appears to be a nose.
Someone cut off nose to spite face, yes?
That is the ugliest thing I ever did see. So, is this the Eye Vecna everyone's been huddling over about?
How would we know? I guess is the question. To get our Arcana check or something.
A group that might be able to identify it.
I mean, obviously, if I brought this back as well, I could also take care of it there.
In truth, you can tell if it's a magical being, but unless you really get a feel for it, which involves attuning to it, you cannot tell if it's the eye of Vecna or the prosthetic eye instead.
Hey, he's not touching that damn thing.
Right. And box number 2.
There is Well, you can see from straight away, comparing to your notes in your guidebook, it does look like the amulet of annihilation, but it's a third-party knockoff where it's just off the mark with how it looks. Plus, the guidebook describes it to be a rather marble green. This thing's orange.
Still better
To think these were both.
You actually think it's the amulet of orange summoning.
What?
Not dangerous per se, but definitely could be used in a negative way.
The manual does go on to explain, much like the Duck of Doom, you do not use it in an enclosed area.
Doom do anyway.
Do we want to know?
Yes.
Yes, we do want to know.
You squeak the Duck of Doom 3 times. The room is filled with rubber ducks.
Estrella just puts her head in her hands.
Cervantes is not going to be happy about what we just did to his office.
Magpie is just like, I'm keeping one of the ducks.
I'm gonna take a minute to try to find the original, like the base duck. Just digging through.
Shouldn't it still be wrapped up in silk?
Pocket the nose of Vecna. Because damn it, Percy needs to get something out of this.
Magpie is just... I'm starting to think that auction was full of fakes.
The rubber duck seems to work just fine.
That's what I mean, though, is like, apparently, well, basically, neither of these things are the spooky things we were worried about.
We don't know about I.
I'm kind of hoping I'm right about that. I don't want to think about that thing being real.
Poke, poke, poke.
You go to poke. The eye's gone.
Uh-oh. Where'd it go?
I'm sure it'll wind up, it'll be safe.
Do you mind if we skip ahead a bit? There's a scene I want to do before we close up.
I suspect I know what this is going to be.
Oh, yeah.
Alrighty.
It's, we jump ahead to the next day. We may jump back to the previous day after this, but, yeah. And, Cyrano is meeting up with Percy. So, do you have it?
Cyrano reaches into his pocket and pulls out the nose.
Very cute. You know, the Cleo brothers know you were assigned the task to achieve the eye. And
He reaches into his other pocket with great... No. He reaches under his hat with great theatricality. Honestly, I'm not even sure if this is the real deal.
he takes the eye. It just Just looks it over, turns it over his hand, over and over. Just an eyeball, eh? Just gives a squeeze and... Yeah. It probably is one of the prosthetics then. The real one just isn't squishy. It then just tosses it back to you. Go see that your new friend gets the eyeball to return.
I will do that. What should I do with this nose? Do you know anything about that?
It's a nose. It's not my business.
I may wind up keeping the nose of Vecna. I haven't decided yet.
So I still have a scene I want to finish up with, but let's bring things to a close for the main party, shall we?
Okay.
How do you want to basically just end this little adventure then?
Magpie says good. Thanks to Estrella for helping, and just walks out of the office with one of the rubber ducks because she figured, screw it, I'll get something out of this. Goes into her room, opens up the book she was reading at the beginning of this adventure, and goes back to studying. She never wants to go to another auction ever again. They are clusterfucks.
And for the next session, auction number 2.
No! No! I will be sick that day.
Shifra spends the time trying to find the original Rubber Duck of Doom. For reasons.
You spend all day trying to find a duck.
You know, I have locate object, you know.
Now, if Estrella decides
Hours later.
Now it's up to Estrella. She wants to help you find that rubber duck.
Nothing good will come of me actually getting that duck.
Good will come of you getting that duck.
Imagine if Magpie accidentally took the original duck. It's just going to be sitting up there. No one's touching it.
I think that she thinks that the duck is so serious of an actual thing to bring back because it does do as advertised, theoretically, that she'll cast locate object and try to bring it back to the safety of her organization.
It takes time and some suffering out of all the rubber ducks, but you find a duck. The problem is the suffering out actually hits the duck 3 times.
The guild's selling rubber ducks now. There's a way to fund it.
Here, hang on, and then she takes her sword and casts smite, and then just all of the fake ducks.
You smite good quality the ducks, but good God, the tidal wave of rubber ducks. Snorri's as he was caught in the tide of rubber ducks, and he gets a cry. Oh God, it's happening again!
Next up, we have to go find a flamingo.
So, what's Yuki doing?
Well, after everything's kind of calmed down, she managed to dig through the marrying ducks. Found one that she thinks kind of looks like Okasan. So she just wanders off and goes off to sit in Okasan's cage, waiting for his return.
There is, for those paying attention to the guild news, there is a note of the feel has been a reality breach where it's maybe something has seeped through from the realm of air. It's It's something they'll look into later.
Well, there, that can't be important.
No. How's that been, everyone? I'm going to take that silence as a yes. So
I think that's
Yeah,
everyone.
So I'm going
Yeah,
to
'cause
end on this scene. A few days later, after the events of this day, Percy is alone in a darkened room. Reluctantly, he takes a blade to his own hand and writes some kind of symbol on a mirror. The mirror simmers, and from it walks a skeletal kobold, and a darkened figure appears behind the mirror. Do you have the item? Percy backs away from the kobold that's now carrying a tray. On the tray is a book. He holds up something round wrapped in cloth. I have it. Are you sure this is the real thing? Oh, yes, young crow, that is the item. To think of all places, the Eye of Vecna arrived here. And now, as in agreement, place the eye upon the tray and you can have the knowledge you seek. Percy just looks down at the tray at the skeletal kobold and just looks up at him. Blue light just gazing from his empty eye sockets. Well, what are you going to do with this? We have an agreement, Crow. The families have my agreements, do my tasks, and they have some tidbits from the knowledge of the unseen library. Do you need to know any more? Actually, silence! I will not use the eye. I am not stupid. I know what it means to attune to it. The hand is out there somewhere as well. The relics shall seek one another. I am not surrendering my consciousness to the half-wits of a god. Surrender the eye, take your knowledge, and be gone until you're needed again. Fine. As per the agreement of the families, Albert de Winter, I present to you the Eye of Vecna. He places the eye upon the table on the tray, and he takes the book. The book does not tell entirely on how to avert someone from a curse, but it shall lead the way to it. Next time we work, you are doing a job for me. What's your tone? Yes, sir. And with that, the skeletal kobold just turns around, re-enters the mirror, and the blood symbol just burns away, and the mirror to mirror again, leaving Percy with a big heavy leather tome, looking very concerned about events. And this is now where I'll close this session. So, anything anyone wants to add?
About a week after all of this is wrapped up, you all will receive a nice little like care package from Estrella that has a note that basically says like, thank you for everything. Here are some special tea that my partner Indigo prepared, and they're basically all like a little health potion for each of you.
Oh.
That's like a thank you.
Sai mails the fake eye of Vecna to Estrella. He's keeping the nose. He doesn't know what it does, but he's keeping it.
Magpie carefully puts the tea that she was given into a pouch she's been sewing that's full of, like, things that look like bandages, maybe? Seems she's working on something.
And since no one else is up to anything else, time to bring this to a close. So until next time, be good, be well, avoid body parts of a dead Blitz god. Later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Don't
Goodbye,
squeeze the
Em.
duck.